Hey third graders, welcome back. Today you are going to be rereading the second half of our story about the fox and the wolf. While you're rereading, you are going to be annotating by underlining sentences that tell us about the central message of this story. So before you get started, take a second to remember, what is the central message of a story? What does it tell us about the story? Well, you might remember that in the Three Spinsters and some of our other stories, we figured out that the central message was that if you have a little bit of luck and a plan, that things can end up working out for you. But do we think that that is the same central message in this story about the fox and the wolf? The only way to find out is to annotate. Now you guys are going to start by annotating at paragraph 23 all the way to the end. And I know from other fables and folktales that I've read that usually I can find a clue about the central message or lesson at the end. So together, let's take a quick look at the end of this story, the last paragraph, paragraph 32. I got my pen ready and I'm ready to read. It says, needless to say, it was Wolf's last meal. Fox was safely away in the forest, very pleased to finally be rid of his gluttonous master. Now I decided to underline that last sentence that tells me that the fox is very pleased because it tells me a little bit about Fox's point of view. I know it tells me about that point of view because I see that feeling word, pleased. Now Fox's point of view is that this is a happy ending to the story. Now, I know from what I read that the wolf probably has a different point of view, right? It says he had his last meal. So for him, it's maybe not a happy ending. So let's think about, why did the ending have a happy ending for the fox and not the wolf? What was different about these two characters that could tell me about the message or lesson of the story? I'm going to make some notes over here to think about what I know. I know that the fox was really crafty, he was really clever, he was resourceful, but I know that the wolf was very gluttonous, right? He wanted to eat everything in sight, he was greedy, and he was a bully. So it looks like things worked out really well for the fox, who was crafty and clever, whereas the wolf, who was greedy and a bully, did not have a very happy ending. What does this tell you about characters who are crafty or clever? And what does it tell you about characters who are greedy and act like bullies? Is it better to be more like the fox or better to be more like the wolf? Go ahead and reread and see what other clues you can find. And then when you're ready, you can move on to the next slide.